Faithful, get ready. Week 8 is here. Niners head to Houston. It's about to be a problem. We take on the Texans. It's time to get to 6-2. And I got my boy Dion right here, Niner Gang Podcast, to deliver the game plan. Smash that like button. Let's get it popping.
So bright that we shining. All we know is the Niners. Ready to go, that is finest. So faithful to the bay. I be sipping gold bar, whiskey on the rocks, and a 24-karat gold on a watch. My 7-1 Chevy be tipping non-stop, sounding like Trent Williams on the block. So you know we can't stop, we be banging through your speakers. Wayne Breezie on the field or in the bleachers. You can tune into my show and I'm a teacher. Wayne Breezie, the 4-9 preacher. We so bright that we shining.
I think it's the first time, Dion, that I actually watched the intro video. And there's a lot of players. This is the first time I watch. I'm like really getting stuff together normally. And a lot of players aren't here anymore. It was nothing like Trent Williams and Debo coming out of that tunnel. I don't feel like it's the same vibe this year. What are your thoughts on that, man? How you been, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm blessed and highly favored, and I hope that you are blessed and highly favored as well. Man, yeah, that's true. There are a lot of players that the roster turnover is crazy. It is insane. But I think, year after year, we're going to have to just kind of adjust because it's going to continually be some different people in there. I'm very happy with the young talent that we have. I do got one person I still have yet to see on the field. I would really love to get on the field, but we'll talk about that later.
I can't wait to find out who that person is. Yeah. Guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the game plan, sponsored by the Wayne Breezie Show, man. Make sure you guys go ahead, give my man Dion a follow right here. You can subscribe to his channel right here at Niner Gang Podcast on the YouTube. Make sure you guys go ahead, subscribe to his channel. We're trying to get him over that 600 mark. So let's do it, man. Pause what you're doing, hit that like button, open up a new browser, and smash that subscribe button on this channel. And if this is your first time watching, all right, like sometimes y'all, like we get newbies, man, go ahead and click on that subscribe button, all right? And if you want to support the channel, you can become a member of the Breezy Bunch crew. Shout out to all the members of the Breezy Bunch crew. Thank y'all so much for being great, just people, patrons. That's what you're called. You guys are just amazing. You go the extra mile for your boy, and you make sure that this community is safe and fun to be a part of. Listen, Dion, I'm so glad that you were available, because when we talk football, it's like you have a way, and I love it, right? And it's against, you know what I call you? You're against the grain. And there's nothing wrong with being against the grain. Sometimes I brush my hair against the grain. I don't go the wave way. I go the opposite way every now and then. You know what? And so I'm glad that you're here, because I can't wait to hear what an against the grain game plan sounds like. How does Dion feel offensively they're going to attack this top tier defense, and how does Dion feel defensively we're going to stop their offense? Dion, I tell you right now, this cannot be the week we let CJ Stroud cook.
Yes, it cannot be the week we let him cook at all, because if you let CJ Stroud sit back in that pocket and get comfortable, then yeah, we're going to have a problem. It's literally, it's just playing Houston, we have a problem.
We so 80s and 90s, bro. It's not even funny,
bro. But it's a good thing, man. Those were the best years. So personally, I think that the easiest way to attack them is to do what we have been doing. Now, mind you, the 49ers are this is the only season where we are riddled with injuries and we're winning. Think about it. Hold up.
Yeah! That's a bomb right there.
All our other seasons where we were injured, it was just loss after loss. And
we packed our bags, and we watched the World Series, right? Like
we just packed it up, said, all right, look, it's a wash, it's over. This season, I don't know what it is, but what I'm saying, I'm gonna say this. There are two coaches that deserve credit, and they are the main coaches on our team. It's Kyle Shanahan.
Hold up. I've known you for 7 years. Hold on. Bro, I ain't never, and that's a double negative. Let me say it right, so to my people out there that know real English, I have never, in my 7 years of knowing Dion, give Kyle Shanahan credit. Now I'm gonna give it back to you. You gonna get the mic back. I'm flabbergasted, bro. Okay, please continue. My bad. I'm going on mute.
No, you are perfectly fine. Here's the thing. I have a love-hate relationship with Kyle. Everybody knows and understands that about me. I do. Because there are times where I love him, and there are times where I'm like, why did you do that? What are you doing? This year, and I'm going to make the simplest statement. He should have just picked Mac Jones and told everybody else to be quiet. I'm sorry. You should have just picked Mac, because let me say this. I know I have said what I said about Kyle Shanahan in the past. You know what I'm saying? Him, you know, and the choice of quarterbacks, things of that nature. But what I will say is Kyle Shanahan, the reason he likes a certain type of quarterback is because that's the only way the system is going to work, people. You can't have – Lamar wouldn't work in the system. He wouldn't. He's a wild card. There's certain things he's going to do to throw the system off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As much as I love Josh Allen, I don't think Josh Allen works in the system. There's certain things that just he does that don't jive with what Kyle does. Now, here's my thing. The reason I'm giving Kyle credit is because the man is winning games with his backup. Mac Jones is 4-1, people. 4-1. Okay? And the last interception he threw was not his fault. That was on JJ. JJ should have caught that ball. So, at the end of the day, Kyle Shanahan is literally doing what I wanted to see from him and what a lot of people want to see from him. He's making something out of nothing. You got to think about it. Our offensive line, outside of Trent Williams, there is not another All-Pro. There's not another All-Star.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Could I ask you this question though? Could there possibly be another All-Star brewing, like a Pro Bowler brewing, maybe this season?
If we could get Dominic Pony back on track, I would say that's probably the other guy. And an honorable mention would go to Colton McKivitz.
Interesting.
He's starting to come into that right. I honestly like Colton McKivitz at left tackle better than I like him at right. That's my idea of Colton McKivitz. I think when he played a couple of years ago for Trent, when we were in the NFC Championship game 2 years back.
You talk about against the Rams? Oh no, you talk about against the who was it? The Eagles.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job. So my thing is, I like him better at left, but I'd say we got a couple of dudes there. But the reason I'm giving Kyle Shanahan credit is because he is basically doing whatever he can to win games. The game plan he draws up works. I know our run game has been trashed, but I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna make this very clear, people. It seems like the run game seemed to do a lot better when Matt Hennessy was the center rather than Jake Brendel. I don't like Jake Brendel. Never have, never will. I'm sorry. I just, the only thing I like about Jake Brendel is he went to college, UCLA. That's about it. I'm saying? I will rep my Bruins to the death. Shout
I love
out to my
that.
uncle. He made me a Bruin fan.
I love that.
Not stop being a Bruin. I don't care how terrible we are. I love my team. But at the end of the day, it's a situation where Matt Hennessy seemed to look better for the run game. And that's what we are. We are always use the run to set up the pass. And Kyle is doing everything that he can with the little bit that he has. And I'm saying this. I honestly think within 2 weeks, Brandon Ayuk is back.
Okay.
Ricky Pearsall's back.
Okay.
And then we just keep rolling. Brock, I don't know if Brock's going to play this week. He might, but I ain't going to lie to you, Breezy. Low-key, I'm with the if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Mac, look, he running things cool. But
I'm not playing Brock. I ain't playing Brock Purdy till he buy a new foot. Like that, I get a new foot, then you could come in. Because other than that, let that foot toe heal, bro. Listen, take it from a person that's dealing with like chronic foot pain all the time, and not in my toes, but in my heels, the plantar fasciitis. Like it hurts until those tendons kind of like warm up and like get going and stuff like that. Proper stretching, but the toe is different because you got to plant. You got to step off your toe. Like, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So I always say when I stub my toe,
Oh, it's
I
the
ain't
most
trying.
painful thing in the world. People have no idea. When you
Gotta
hit your
break a
pinky
big
toe,
motherfucker down, bro.
when you
Like,
hit your pinky toe,
yeah, something
you
about
can
it,
take a
man.
grown man down.
Yeah,
People
a
don't know that.
big grown man too, not just a
Yeah,
regular
yeah.
grown
We ain't
man.
talking about like just a regular small person. I'm
Yeah,
talking about a whole grown man. I'm
I'm talking
talking
about
Trent
yeah,
Williams size. You
yeah.
hit
There
your
we
baby
go.
toe,
Yeah,
it's painful.
for a
People,
second.
it
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna hurt for a second. Like you want to punch somebody, you want to curse, you want to everything negative you could do
is.
that you think is gonna get rid of that pain in that moment. That's what you're gonna do. So I can't even imagine what it feels like to have his big toe. I think it's his big toe to push
Yeah,
off that big toe.
because
I can't
it's right
imagine.
here. So this is his big toe, and where they're talking about the pain is right here in that
Oh, so
curve
it's not
of
even
his
at the
foot.
tip. It's at
So
the.
it's like right here.
Yeah, I wish I had
Yeah.
a foot.
So you got to think about it. You plant and you
Yes,
push up. So when
yes,
you keep pushing up, that's just
it hurts.
aggravating that tendon that
Ooh,
hurts.
it
And
was tearing it.
if this was on his left foot, we wouldn't have an issue.
It's on the foot he has to throw with, right? Like the
But
plant foot.
it's on his plant foot, which is right foot, because he's a right-handed guy. But for
Mm-hmm.
me, once again, going back to what I was stating, Kyle Shanahan is doing an amazing job with what we have. Thank God for CMC, because the man is literally doing everything. Every week, he makes fantasy owners happier than happy. I'm telling you right now, that man has been over 100 scrimmage yards consistently. You know what I'm saying? I know he hasn't been in the end zone a lot. He got his first 2 rushing TDs last week.
Second
And
two.
I'm gonna say this. People, stop being mad because CMC supposedly got pulled into the end zone. If you went back over every game and figured out every call that was missed, we'd be here for years.
I
At the
like
end of
this,
the
Dion.
day, the man got in the end zone. That's that. I don't want to hear about him being pulled. I don't want to hear the crying, the complaining. At the end of the day, the man was in the end zone. He was driving his legs. There was a push on the pile.
That's
So
what I was
you
gonna say.
can't
It
you
was
can't
more like a
fully
push.
definitively say there was a pull from Connor Colby. Even though it
And
looked like it. I
it
mean,
was. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I slowed it down on the film.
okay.
So slowing it down on the film, it was more like if anybody did the pulling, it was Dominic Pooney. So I don't know where they got Connor Colby from. That was number one. Number two, I think he was in the arms of Connor Colby, but he was pushing Connor Colby. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I got it as a push. The ref saw it as a push, and if it's a push, it's a push. I'll leave it at that.
And I'm going to give credit to Robert Saleh. He came back. They gave him a bunch of rookies, and he was like,
There you
all
go.
right, cool. I'll figure it out.
Wait a minute,
But
that sound like something I watched. Trying to think of the characters. All right, cool.
yeah,
I don't know who it is, but that's how you sound.
he was just like it didn't mean anything to him. He was like, so you're giving me a bunch of young dudes that I get to teach, and from the way he is, he loves to teach. You can tell there's something about him.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I will say this: I like the fact that he's adjusting, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna publicly apologize to Alfred Collins. Beginning of the season, I didn't necessarily like what you was doing. I didn't like the production you was giving. But Alfred Collins is a whole other animal now. That's a whole grown man out there doing grown man things. He's pushing the piles. He's getting home. I know we lost Bryce Huff. I know we have no Nick Bosa. I know a lot of people are clamoring for us to go out and get an edge rusher. I'm going to say this. Stand pat. We're all right. We're gonna figure it out. We're going to be okay. But Robert Saleh and Kyle Shanahan are coaching their butts off. And I think the easiest way to attack this defense is going to be running the ball down their throat. I think that's the easier route.
Hold that thought right there, Dion, because I did want to talk a little bit about something that you said from John Lynch, who's talked on KNBR earlier today. And he said, this, I guess the question was asking about beefing up the defensive line. He says, we don't have to. He says, we have plenty in this building. You just said that we should stand pat. So if I ever wanted to know about the 49ers, your thoughts on a trade, what are your thoughts on trading for someone, especially now with the injury to Bryce Huff? Like, who in this building do you believe in other than the coach, obviously?
I believe in Michael Williams. I think the kid's going to come along. The number one thing I like about Michael Williams is his wingspan.
Mm-hmm.
I like the long arms. It makes it harder for defense for offensive linemen to really get a hold of you. When you can get around them, you can slap their arms down. You have that swim move. You know what I'm saying? You have that move. That's the thing. Michael Williams just has to develop his litany of pass rush moves. It can't just be a bull rush. And then that way it continues to help him develop and grow. That all comes from the man who never has a voice, Chris Kaserik. Chris Kaserik will build that. You know he's great when we bring in defensive linemen because that's just what he does. I do believe in Michael Williams. I do believe in C.J. West. I do believe in Sammy O. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Okuwanu. I see our defense and I feel great about what we have. Tatum Bethune looked fantastic last week. I'm going to tell y'all something, people. The reason that we lost that game prior to who we just played was because Fred went down. I am not blaming Fred. I am saying when you have a player of that caliber go down, it deflates your defense. If you notice, the minute Fred went out that game, communication was lost.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know. But then you watch the next game and you see them doing this. Hey, go here. They're communicating with each other the next game. Why? Because Bethune reeled everybody in. Hey, I know we lost Fred, but you still got me. We still have D. You know what I'm saying? We still got Gifford. We still got Nick Martin. We still have all these people. Y'all are still here, baby. It's okay. It's okay. I know. And why do you think they paid that homage to Fred wearing his jersey and everything like that? Because the man ingratiated himself with them as a human being. See, our team is on a different level of communication. We actually, like these people communicate on a human level. So they're not just, it's not just football. It's life. Fred told D, I think was it D Winters or I think it was either D Winters up to step, one of the linebackers that came to him and wanted some advice. And he told him, don't talk to me until you get your hydration right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's game right there. You can't be out here on this field 60 minutes every day doing everything that we do and you can't even hydrate properly because your muscles are going to tighten up. You're going to tense up. When have you ever heard of Fred getting a hamstring injury?
Yeah, I mean, look, listen, man, I hear you. I hear you.
So I think, honestly, that's what it is. I think our defensive line is perfectly fine. Now, hypothetically, if we were to go out and get somebody, I'm not going to lie to you, because we're getting somebody technically on what we like to refer to as a one-year rental, it'd be Trey Hendrickson. That's the only person I would want. I don't want Max Crosby because he has a couple years left on his contract. We got to pay him, and we're already paying Bosa, and that's not going to work for the numbers. You know what I'm saying? I've heard Bradley Chubb kicked around a little bit here and there. But to be honest with you, Henderson is the only one that makes sense. And to me, I like him more because I know he's a surefire kind of guy. And for the most part, he stays healthy.
Yeah. Dealing with some injury stuff now, but I don't know. That team's a mess. So
yeah, the minute
they're just a mess. Yeah.
It's unfortunate. You got old man Flacco over there trying to resurrect his career.
I like that. So I was thinking, definitely love those takes on who you think we should go after. You mentioned several veterans, which is important because if you want to help the youth, you got to bring in somebody that knows the ropes, that understands the game, and knows the nuances. And so it's going to take a veteran. I love what you said about Micah. I think he has the biggest upside, the highest ceiling, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think what's slowing down the progress, though, is the fact that you lost your edge rusher in Nick Bosa, which allowed him to play inside, to learn the outside, to learn the pass rush moves, to learn all that type of stuff from your guy. They were about to be a crazy tandem. I don't know if you were really zoned in on it, but like they were about to be a tandem. Like it was about to be a thing to have those two. And it was almost going to be like having an Alden Smith and a Justin Smith on one side. The difference is that was a 3-4 defense, but you saw Michael lined up inside next to Nick Bosa on the outside. Then they would stunt and then he would get around, and so it was crazy, man. It's unfortunate we lost those guys, but John Lynch also spoke about Brandon Ayuk, saying he's very close to return, and Brock Purdy. A little different on the Brock Purdy situation because it's funny because so John Lynch said that Brandon Ayuk is getting closer to return. I want to make sure I put that out. And as far as Brock Purdy, he says Brock Purdy is getting better each week and each day. There is no hard timeline, but the team is getting closer to a return. So let me just ask you this. We'll move on from John Lynch.
Yeah.
You said that when do you think Brandon Ayuk returns? They open up his 21-day window. And when do you think Brock Purdy returns? I already know you said if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But what target date would you give both guys? Or target week, not date. You give me the weeks.
Take a look. I would say honestly, I would say for Brock this week, I think I think they're gonna try to put him out there. It's just kind of I kind of feel that way. I feel like that's what Kyle might do. They may say, "Hey, can you go?" Because to be honest with you, Mac Jones has been out there just playing beat up.
Yeah.
Man had a hip issue. He had an oblique issue. He's got a knee issue. Like, he's got every kind of issue, but the man is a soldier. He goes out there every week and does whatever he can and does whatever is asked of him. I think they might try to play Brock this week. If not, I would say, honestly, for me, both of them, I'd want to bring them back about week 9 or 10. I would say you open Brandon Ayuk's practice window this week. You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, technically the week's pretty much kind of over.
Right, so it'll be next week. It'll be next week if they opened it.
So I would say open it next week.
Okay.
And then, you know what I'm saying, bring him back probably week 10.
Yeah, because you'll have 21 days. If you open it.
21 days to activate him.
Correct.
I think he's okay. I think the issue with the difference between him and Mustafa is he was in his injury was later in the season versus Mustafa's, where his was earlier. So that's why you saw him come back a little bit quicker. Very happy to have Malik back, by the way. Oh, it's so good to see that number 6 out there just hitting people. It is definitely a beautiful thing.
Fits the Salas defense perfectly, right?
Yeah, man. I know Salah saw him and was like, I want violence and violence in a whole human being.
100%. I mean, we know Mustafa. Let's just say this: Mustafa isn't a Salah guy. Mustafa is a John Lynch guy. When I tell you the general manager, that's the general manager's pick. That's the general manager's pick.
John Lynch on the field was
he was in the box. What?
Don't do that.
And that was our football, right? That's when football.
Don't come in there and see 47 coming your way. You don't want those problems. My GM would have put your lights out.
He was different.
When he was playing, he was different. People didn't understand that about Lynch. Yeah. And I tell people all the time, bro, you got to go back and look at the tape. This dude was a hitter. Yeah. I'm talking knocking your head off. He didn't care. He came for it. He wanted to smoke. John Lynch sought out putting pain on another person. That's what his job was. And he was really good at it.
I felt like the 49ers had, because the rules changed, but I felt like the 49ers had that last wave of the John Lynch era with Deshaun Goldston, Dante Hittner.
Oh, yeah.
And then the game changed. After that, they were killing cats out there on the football field.
Yeah, they literally called the middle of the field the kill zone.
Kill zone. Yeah.
Don't go.
We had the no-fly zone. We had the kill zone.
We will hit you, and we don't care. That was back in the day. Of course, now it's a safer game.
It's like 10, 15 years. Not even a long time ago, right? But it's back in the day.
But it was back in the day that they did it. But I do believe that in this game, we've got to. I think if the run game is working, stick with it, keep it going, and keep it flowing. And at the same time, I'm going to say this: I feel like we're wasting Brian Robinson's time.
Let's get to the game plan. Let's get to Deion's game plan. I already know you are like Auntie. I can feel it. Like you have you already know, like running the ball. Let's start with. So let's talk about the 49ers offense. How are you attacking this defense? Now, let me just give you some defensive rankings as far as where they stand, because that's important, right? Because you do look at to see how well do they play against the run? How well are they playing against the pass? All of that stuff kind of means something. And then you go punch them in the mouth, right? Like, because Atlanta was top ranked in their defense. And what would we do? We just ran it on them.
Mhm.
And so when I look at their defense, the Texans do have a D. Like, I don't want people to get it twisted. Pause. They're the fourth overall ranked defense. They only give up an average of 274.2 yards per game. For the Niners, we outdo that. Like, we average at 366 yards a game offensively, but they only allow 274. They're fifth in passing with 179 yards. They're 10th in rushing. So they have a top 5 pass defense, a top 10 defense against the run. They're number 1 in scoring. They're the number 1 scoring defense in the NFL, Dion. They only give up 14.7 points per game. And this is what makes them a weird team to play. As bad as their offense has been, their defense has kept them in the games. How are we attacking this crazy, terrifying defense?
I'm gonna run CMC down your throat. That's exactly what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna pass. I'm going back to original 49er football and using the run to set up the pass. Yeah. The reason I am not turning around and flipping that and going pass versus run, they've got some really good people on that back end and on that defense. And by the way, we got somebody on that defense right now who made a really big mistake a couple of years ago, waving goodbye at halftime, getting a little ahead of himself, Mr. Gardner Johnson. And you paid for that. You waved goodbye, and at the end, you were just going home. That's all you were doing. You was waving because you was leaving, so you just did it preemptively. Yeah. But honestly, man, you got some serious hitters on that defense when it comes to the pass game or their pass defense. They have 27 passes defense, 7 interceptions as a unit. Lassiter, Petrie, Stingley Jr. Like, they're not playing games out here. And we have a familiar face over there outside of just DeMeco Ryans. And their Mike, their Fred is Azeez Al-Shaair. So you got to think about it. The 49ers, sidebar, 49ers have produced 3 top middle linebackers. Fred Warner, Azeez Al-Shaair. And though he gets hurt very often, Dre Greenlaw. Because when he's healthy, you already know what you get. But I would say just because of their strength in that pass defense, you attack with the run. You lead with that. That's going to open up the pass. And Kyle is very, very good at finding when that pass is open. I will give him credit for that. He will hit you with the run and hit you with the run and hit you with the run. We all know George. He loves to block. He doesn't care about getting passes. He just wants to win. So I think, honestly, we attack them with the run. We make sure we got George. We got Luke Farrell out there. And once we see that they are worn down by that run, chuck the ball a couple times, get it to KB, get it to JJ. You know what I'm saying? Just get out there. And that's what we would do. And I think, honestly, when you start doing the pass, this is that game where you unleash George Kittle. And the last thing I'll say is, don't forget about number 44. Don't forget about my Juice.
Juice!
Thank you. You have been incorporating him into the game plan, and I love it. Remind people to be scared. Juice is a viable weapon. That man he doesn't keep getting Pro Bowler at fullback because they just like him. He gets it because he is a true utility weapon. He can run, he can hit, he can do all of these things. Remember to keep using Juice. They don't suspect it. They think he gonna block, put him out for a pass. You know what I'm saying? But that would be my game plan for the offense.
All right, so let me just recap it. A heavy dosage of Christian McCaffrey. Yes. And then once you get that going, we're going to open up the play action pass. Being that it's National Tight Ends Day, it's George Kittle's time to step up in this offense, right?
Go, baby.
Second week back off of that hamstring injury. It'll be some George Kittle action. And the sidebar action is Juice check. I like it, man. I like it. I like it a lot because when you go against this top tier number 4, 5, top 5 pass defense,
Mm-hmm.
their safeties. Jalen Petrie is having a phenomenal year. All right,
Yes, he
he's
is.
ranked second out of all the safeties in the league. So he's not first, but he's second. So just let that sit out there. Now, Bullock to me is the guy you want to take advantage of down the field. You got to make that cat. And if George Kittle are running the seam routes down the football field, bro, I think that's where George Kittle, he's going to try his best to take advantage. Now, the issue is, will Mac have enough time, or Purdy have enough time to throw the ball? Because you didn't mention not one person on their front, like not one. You didn't even mention
Their
defense.
defensive front is very solid.
Yeah, like you
Their
didn't
front
mention
four.
one of them. Like, damn.
Because I'm not thinking about them.
I feel you.
I feel like our offensive line,
Oh,
though,
yes. Whoa.
though
Yeah.
our offensive line, though we have the issues that we have, I honestly think that now we're going to get back to 49er football, which is run to set up the pass. I think our offensive line is going to be okay. And I think what's going to happen is, you got to remember, when you run the ball, why do you have tight ends? To block. Do we not have the greatest blocking tight end in the game right now? Luke Farrell's a pretty good blocker. I know that Jake Tonjes is a pretty good blocker as well. So you use those dudes to chip these guys, to give them that little – all you need is that split millisecond to open the gap for CMC to run through. That's all you really need. Now, mind you, of course, DeMeco was in the building, so he kind of understands Kyle. Aziz was here, so he kind of understands. Like, yes, we have familiar faces that understand. But at the same time, everyone has to evolve. Kyle will evolve. He will have to. He will have no choice. He can't do the same things he normally does because DeMeco's going to remember, hey, when they get in this situation, Kyle, like, do this. Run that.
That's
hey,
a
when
fact,
they get
bro.
into this situation, hey, Kyle's going to go here. Y'all be mindful of such. It's a constant thing, but I will say I think our offensive line is good enough to be able to get us with that run, and we just have to be careful. I'm pretty sure they're probably going to get at least about 1 to 2 sacks this game because you're not going to just bypass Daniil Hunter. You're not going to just bypass Will Anderson, both who have 4 sacks.
And 3 quarterback hits.
So you're not going to – these dudes – somebody's getting home at one point. I just hope when they get home, it's a gentle get home and it's not a blast Mac. And now we got to throw Brock in as the emergency quarterback. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't know much about Adrian Gonzalez, but I don't want to see him anywhere but on the sidelines. It don't have the experience, and I would not. It would scare me if I had to look up and I saw Adrian Gonzalez and not number 13 coming into the game.
Yeah. You mean the backup quarterback, Martinez, I think that's his name. Adrian Martinez.
Oh, Martinez, my bad. Gonzalez, I'm sorry.
Listen, it's all good. But my point, like, it's funny because when you look at their interior, they have 2 players, one that's 11th ranked and one that's ranked number 7. And if the Niners struggle anywhere, it's against top tier interior guys because the Niners literally have kind of turned more into an inside zone type of a run team.
Instead of outside.
Yeah, and then to set up the outside, right? And so will they be able to run on Sheldon Rankins and settle? Like, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be something to see. But I'm with you. Christian McCaffrey looked very good. It looked like his legs, his ankles, his feet, his toes, everything on the lower extremity, hamstrings, whatever you want to call it. They all looked back in that game. And the most important thing was his vision. And when you watch the game, yo, D, I was like, bro, this cat just seeing the field is wide open. And I wonder why. The blocking was so much cleaner for him to have the right vision. I mean, he was making jump cuts in, cuts out, making people miss. I was like, okay, McCaffrey's on a mission, and it just feels like he's fully back. He's always been back. They've been playing the run. Atlanta just couldn't stop the run. Now we got to deal with the number 10 run defense, but I like it, man. All right, before we get to the defensive game plan against their offense, Dion, I do want to tell everybody, man, make sure you guys go ahead and check out our partners over at residency.com. Use the promo code Breezie, guys, and you can save on your total purchase, right? SF Breezy. You can get you one of the cool residency caps, the hats you see your favorite players rocking today. They also have apparel now, so check out the residency hoodies, shirts, all that good stuff, man. But before you check out, use that promo code SF Breezy so you can save on your total purchase. All right, SF Breezy. Now, just some quick notes. Roster moves. The Niners added Robert Bill Jr. To the active roster. Okay, so they added to active roster. They released Travis Gibson. They signed linebacker Stone Blanton to the practice squad, and then they turned around and re-signed Travis Gibson to the practice squad, who will probably or could be elevated due to the injury to Bryce Huff. So I'm interested to see, like, how do you feel, since we're going to be talking about the defense, like, who do you feel like is going to be out there on that defensive front starting this game for the 49ers?
I think they're going to go ahead because you're going to have Michael Williams. You're probably going to put out Alfred Collins. I believe most likely since Kevin Gibbons is healthy, he'll have the other nose tackle spot. I want Travis Gibson out there. I want nothing to do with Robert Beal Jr. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Man's been drafted, and there's been nothing. There's nothing. We're not getting anything out of him. I'm sorry.
Not from the pass rush. Absolutely not.
Not from the pass rush. He's just not producing. So for me, to be honest with you, on the other end, though, Travis Gibson, I like what he's doing.
It'll be interesting. I'm not well versed, so I don't want to put this stuff out there because he was released. So I don't know if his elevations get reset now that he's back on the practice squad. So that might be something interesting to note. Here is where Robert Bill Jr. is good. He's good against the run, and he's great on special teams. Mm-hmm. And I think special teams is what we need to be really great at all costs. And the fact that you can get another run defender out there, I think that's probably why he's on the active roster. Now, the last time he was on the active roster, he ended up getting injured and blah, 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 whatever. So they said, whatever. Yeah. As far as the injuries for the Texans, a couple of players did not practice. It doesn't sound like Nico Collins or wide receiver Christian Kirk is going to be available in this game. So when you do your game plan, you're probably going to be with out there two starting wide receivers. And so that's going to be interesting to keep our eyes on. A bunch of players limited, a lot of players limited back at practice. They did get DeMeco Ryans back, who might be one of their starting interior defensive tackles. So we'll play that by ear. As far as the 49ers, no Ricky Pearsall. Diamador Lenore didn't practice. Any concerns about this quad injury from Demo?
It's very concerning because we got a lot of people with quad injuries in the most part, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to need the 49ers to stop being mean to Chase Lucas. Stop it. Stop being mean. Put that man on the field. All he did in the preseason was make plays. All he did the last game was make a play. Let him go out there and make plays. If Demo isn't available, I would hope he is. If he's not available, put Chase on the field. I'm sorry. I don't see anything from Darrell Luter Jr. that's telling me that he needs to be on the field more than Chase Lucas.
Okay, I got a couple of questions, so hold on. My first question to you is, do you want Chase playing outside corner?
Outside.
Or nickel?
Outside.
Okay, so that's going to be interesting. Now, everybody watching the live show, let me know. Do you want Chase outside or at the nickel spot? And then I guess my next question, let's just say, hypothetically, Dion, they don't move Chase outside. He's a dominant nickel. They put him in nickel. Do you want him starting over a healthy Upton Stout?
No.
Okay.
I'll take it healthy Upton Stout over Chase. And it's nothing against him, but I would rather have Chase on the outside. If Upton Stout is healthy and Demo cannot go, or we feel like we're treading on thin, okay, put like this. I'm going to use a Madden reference. You know, when somebody gets injured, they give you the option to put the dude in, and then they tell you can take it or leave him out, and they tell you about the injury risk. Yeah. That's what we're doing with Demo right now. What's the injury risk level like? If we put him out there, does he have a possibility of actually pulling that hamstring? If that's where you're thinking and it's a high level, don't play him. Tell him, look, we love you. We know what you are. We appreciate you. But I want you to sit down, let that leg get fully healthy. You'll come back next week. Everything will be fine. Chase, you're up.
I'm different.
We've had to do the next man up mentality all season long. So that's the reason why I have that take.
I think differently, though. because for one, they haven't released any much more news on the health of it. Now, if the health report comes that it is a strain or something, you could play with a strain. That's just a sore muscle. So, like, I mean, I got sore muscles from lifting weights. So I expect him to be out there. I'm not gonna lie. Now, if it's a serious situation to where it can pull or tear a muscle, tear the quad, that's totally different. So they haven't released that. And it'd be weird to me, D, because I'd be like, bro, what is it? Like Brock Purdy, is it turf toe or is it not turf toe? And then you got Kyle saying it's a variation, but if you want to call it turf toe, you could call it. What is it? Like, just be clear so we know. But they don't have to. They can just say that he's injured and they can declare the type of injury. So it's interesting that this quad issue came up out of nowhere, right? And so apparently he heard it toward the end of the game, just like Bryce Huff hurt, toward the end of the game. He's going to miss a couple of games. But it sounds like since he was sat down in practice, we talk about Demo now, it doesn't seem like, I don't think this injury is going to be that severe.
Yeah, I mean, I would say they're probably going to give him a couple of days off. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Let him rest a little bit.
He a vet now.
Make
paid
practice,
vet.
Make him do the walkthrough, and then it's like, hey, you good? Yeah, all right, he's fine. Like that's just how they look at it. But I honestly think that from a defensive standpoint, if those two top receivers aren't there, they're not throwing the ball like that. Because to be honest with you, the top receiver, looking at the numbers, is Nico Collins.
Hands down.
Best receiver for the Texans.
No, hands down. I said hands down.
Yeah. And then the next best receiver is Dalton Schultz.
I mean, tight end, hands, and he's dealing with. He's limited. He's dealing with shoulder and back issues. So
I think they're going to do the same thing that I want to do to them. I think they're going to try to run on us. Now, our run defense over the past couple of games looked a lot better.
All right. So defensively, how we stopping them? What's the game plan?
Game plan, to be honest with you, man, is let Robert Saleh cook. Let him do what he's been doing these past few games. I will say this. Go back to sitting those front four. Make sure your linebackers are on alert because Nick Chubb is a load to bring down. Nick Chubb is a load to bring down. People do not sleep on Nick Chubb. Don't think that he is not hard to tackle. Yeah, that's a whole grown man out there. So I will say this. Make sure you send that front four to be able to frustrate C.J. Stroud because I'm sorry, their offensive line is trash. The Houston Texans offensive line is hot garbage. It is. I know our line may not be the greatest, but it's a lot better than what Houston got. So I say attack them up the gut. Send Tatum Bethune on one of those, up straight, sitting right in the A gap.
Oh, okay. So you are expecting a little blitz. Okay.
A little blitz. I'm not saying 1,000 blitzes a game because that's not what Robert Saleh does. That's not who he is. But I'm saying blitz him every now and then randomly just to throw him off. Make them think, oh, I got to just take on 4 and randomly throw that 5th person in there. Yeah, or heck, for that matter, throw a 5-2 out there. You see what I'm saying? You put a 5-2 out there, now it's 5-on-5. Somebody's going to win. Mm-hmm. Like I said, their offensive line is not the best. I think that's how we can attack them.
No, it's trash. You said it.
It's garbage.
It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to give him any shade because you like DeMeco. Now your offensive line is trash, bro. Like compared, it's night and day. I know we don't like our offensive line, but it's night and day.
Polar opposites.
Yeah.
If you put C.J. Stroud behind our offensive line, he'd be having a better year. And remember, C.J. Stroud.
Oh, for sure.
He's been sacked 4 times. I mean, he's thrown 4 interceptions, and he's already been sacked
15 times, bro.
15 times, and that's only in 6 games. So you got to think about that.
I got questions, bro. I got questions. I love the game plan. When you get a chance, watch my keys to victory, bro. I think I said blitz 1,000 times. I don't care.
Yeah, just go after
it. Because you said it. You said, this is what you said. You said Nico Collins. If he doesn't play, then it's the Iowa State trio: Xavier Hutchinson, Jaden Higgins, and Jalen Noel. Right? Now, I'm not saying that those guys aren't good. Those guys will have an opportunity to prove themselves. And they have guys that will burn our defense down the field, like Jalen Noel, right? Line them up in the slot. Next thing you know, you lose them. So they got weapons. But if you're getting pressure and you're messing up the rhythm and the timing of CJ Stroud, he won't be able to hit those guys. And I'm sorry, bro. I love Nick Chubb, but this is not the same Nick Chubb. This is the Chubb post-injury Nick Chubb, and they don't run the ball enough for Nick Chubb to even scratch that surface. I'm with you. The Niners got to just come out and take away the run. Now they will. This will be a game where they give us a heavy dose of Chubb and Marks. So it's going to be, yo, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say pause, and everybody out there watching, just pause. This is just to get the Men in Black flashlight.
Pause if he doesn't do it.
Yo, listen, I'm saying pause, bro. They got their running backs' names are Woody and Chubb, bro. Like I just realized.
Yeah.
What are they doing in Houston, man? Why am I even going to this game when their running backs' names are Woody and Chubb, bro? To be cool though, Woody Marks is explosive. Okay. So if he breaks through this defensive front of ours, that's gonna make me a little bit nervous.
He's got that speed. He gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He's that guy. And we've seen him once this season be that, and then they kind of sat him the next game. Like, what? Because I play him in fantasy. What do you mean send him? Dude had like a touchdowns around the goal. So he's their future. But Chubb is that guy. And then I feel like they got one more dude that runs the ball. Damian Pierce.
Damian Pierce.
That's the big guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's more so almost like built like a fullback.
Right, but my point is, if their plan is to run the ball, like you said, they're gonna come out and try to run this ball. And they're gonna try to run it not just with a heavy dose of Chubb. They're gonna really mix in these running backs to try to wear down this defensive front of the San Francisco 49ers. So it's gonna be interesting. Now, in my opinion, Dion, if we took out the best running back in the world, like in the league right now, even though Christian McCaffrey is the best, but Bijan is the best, right? He is. I'm not gonna be a homer.
I disagree.
Okay. Who do you think is the best running back in the league? Jonathan Taylor?
There's a man in Indianapolis named Jonathan Taylor.
That's because he get the opportunities to score all the daggone time. All of Bijan, when I say best, like if you look at Bijan Robinson, what is he doing? Breaking tackles, 81-yard runs, 60-yard. Like his are big games. Jonathan Taylor is just seasoned. That cat is great.
The reason that I give Jonathan,
that cat is great. That cat is great.
I give him that because, to be honest with you, I love Jonathan Taylor in this offense. Can you imagine him?
His vision,
oh my gosh,
his ability to catch the ball.
If there is one thing, and I'm gonna give it right back to you, if there is one thing Kyle Shanahan does, he can take a running back and turn him into a star. As long, this is the only caveat, must be Christian McCaffrey or an undrafted free agent. Kyle Shanahan's track record with anybody he drafts is hot garbage. There is no running back that Kyle Shanahan has ever drafted since he's been the head coach of the 49ers that has done anything for this team.
Good point.
He's always better. Him and Bobby Turner, I don't know what it is. And I almost feel this. I feel this way about Corey Kiner.
Well,
Corey Kiner would have been a superstar.
It's a fit. I think when you look at Kyle Shanahan's offense, it's a fit. What does Kyle Shanahan like to do? He loves to run, but he likes to pass, right? It's a fit. And so when you look at the types of running backs, the running backs that we've had here, the reason why they work because they possess speed. And speed was, and so at that moment, during that time, it was all about getting where? To the outside zone, right? To the edge. Well, the game has shifted. They've kind of adapted to the outside zone and how to defend it, right? So now Kyle's like, damn, I got to get bigger running backs because we gotta start to run the ball inside now because they're playing the outside zone, and the guys that we normally use for outside zone aren't durable enough to run inside. Hence the injuries to all the running backs. So it's a weird thing. Like you're 100% correct, bro. But like it's so weird. Like it's so the game is shifting. So Kyle is shifting. Bobby Turner is shifting, right? And Christian McCaffrey is like one of one, right? Just like Jonathan Taylor is one of one. Like they're amazing in their own lanes, right? So both can be the best running back in the league. I personally think what Christian does is more what what Bijan does is more what we see from Christian McCaffrey, right? As far as pass catching, he's got that on lock. I don't feel like that is who Jonathan Taylor is, but Jonathan Taylor as a running back is just dominant, right? And they got the better offensive line. They got like one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. I mean, I can run through that with that offensive line in Indianapolis, right? Even Daniel Jones looks great. I wonder why. Oh, he has an offensive line that allows him time to pass because that's how that offense is set up, opposed to where he was when he was in New York. So it's a lot to factor in there. That's me. I'm gonna try to find some context to why stuff work and why it don't work. Whether you like it or not, that's just kind of like who I am. But I love what they did against Bijan, and I'd be good dog damned if Nick Chubb, Woody Marks, Damian Pierce rush for over 100 yards. I'd be double dog. I mean, you want to see me mad, bro?
Yeah, I agree.
So definitely play the run like you said, but don't get beat because I don't want to sleep on those wide receivers. I think the key was what you said: pressure.
Yes,
That's the key.
yeah.
That's
So
the defense.
only other. So just looking at it because I have the stats up. The only other cats that really do anything, we got Xavier Hutchinson. He's got about 123 yards on the season. He does have 2 TDs.
Mm-hmm.
You've got,
He's
course,
second in TDs too. Tied for second in TDs.
Jaden Higgins.
Mm-hmm.
He's
All
got
Iowa State guys, bro.
Yep. Jalen Noel.
Mm-hmm.
He's the next guy. And then they got another dude named Justin Watson. Oh my gosh, they have Braxton Berrios.
They do, and he played last week. So
and let me tell you this. That is one guy we need to be worried about.
There you go.
Berrios is a speed guy. We all know Berrios don't do nothing but one run route, and that's a 9 route. That means I'm going and goodbye.
And that's crazy because they was working him underneath last week because he just didn't have enough time to throw the ball. And if you watch that Seattle game, it was pressure. All right, you just talked about some players on their offensive side. Who is their most dangerous threat? I mean, being Nico Collins will probably not play. Who should the Niners target to take out?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's gonna be Nick Chubb. Focus on him. I don't really see if Nico Collins doesn't play. I'm not scared of Christian Kirk. I'm sorry. I respect him. He's
probably not gonna play either. So no
but
worries.
if he don't, he might not even play. But even if he did, I'm not like he's not put fear in anybody. Like defense coordinators are not sleeping at night because Christian Kirk is out there. No, like I said, no disrespect to him, but I would say you have to focus on Nick Chubb, and you're going to have to focus on the other kid that I just named, Xavier Hutchinson. Okay. I think that Hutchinson, instead of Nico Collins and Christian Kirk, is going to be the guy that they will focus on throwing the ball to. If Dalton Schultz plays, of course, they're going to utilize him as well because he's literally their second leading receiver on their team. But I honestly think it would be that kid, Xavier Hutchinson, as far as pass. And then the run, I'm focusing on Chubb, and I want to find a way to shut him down so he cannot do anything. But those are the 2 biggest threats. I don't see C.J. Stroud as a massive threat. The only reason I'm saying that is because their offensive line is so bad.
All right, I love it. Now let's talk about a key matchup. Who is going to be the key matchup? Like whether it's defensively versus their offense. Who's going to be that key matchup?
It's going to be our defense, our run defense versus Nick Chubb. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be.
If you had to solo a player out, who would it be?
Hutchinson.
No. Versus Nick Chubb.
Versus Nick Chubb?
Yeah. If you had to solo a player on our defense, who would be responsible? Who does Dion want responsible for Nick Chubb?
Alfred Collins.
Oh, yo, bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
I want Big 95 in there, and I want you to meet him in the middle, and I want you to try it.
Bro,
Sorry. I went back, even though in the beginning, like I said, beginning of the season, I wasn't high on Collins, but I went back, I did my film study. I went back, I watched the games that he's played and how he's literally done this. He's on an upper swing consistently. I think that Alfred Collins shut down Nick Chubb if he comes anywhere near him. You think you running me over?
Ooh.
Nah, bro. This ain't Nick Chubb from Cleveland. This is Nick Chubb in Houston. You're
Yeah.
not the same guy.
It's not
As
the
you
same
stated
dude.
earlier.
Not the same dude.
I
I
would say
like.
Alfred Collins and Nick Chubb. I think that's gonna be beautiful.
I love that take right there. That's a spicy one because two things you said by saying that. First thing you said is that Alfred Collins is probably going to be a starter. Like, and that's crazy because Jordan Elliott, Kevin Givens usually are the starting guys. But if you feel like it's Alfred Collins' time, I'm with that. I'm with that 100%. But then you also stated Alfred Collins, which made me say, bro, he not even getting past the first wave.
Yes.
That means the linebackers won't see him. Now I love it. If your linebackers ain't got to work hard, then that's good. That's good for your linebackers. That's wear and tear on them. But if
and that makes them only have to rely on just the pass. And that's easy because our linebackers are taught to do what? Be great in pass coverage. We have D. Winters, one of the best sideline linebackers. So let's make sure he does what he needs to do. We have Tatum Bethune. He's been learning from Fred all these years. I know he wants to find a way to probably get himself an interception or something to that effect. So if the linebackers only have to focus on the pass, that means that Dalton Schultz can't do anything.
Before we get out of here, you mentioned the name, so I got to ask you. Here's my key matchup. It's going to be Marquise Siegel versus Dalton Schultz. Who wins that matchup?
Oof, man. So
overall, who wins that matchup?
Little side note. When I watched the game last week, I met Marquise Siegel's cousin.
Nice.
At the bar. She was there. She was, hyping up her cousin as always. I told her, I said, well, I'm going to need him to tighten up because they've been beating him up this season now. Just give him a call, tell him we
You
love
so
him,
old school, bro. Listen, I know that's your cousin, but I'm needing to fix his shit. He's getting big.
I don't care who it is. I'm going to tell you straight up, if your cousin ain't that good, he ain't that dang good. I want him to be better. I have faith that he will get better, but I need him to tighten up. But that would be it. In that one, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to go ahead and get Edge Siegel. I say he finally says, I'm fed up.
I've had enough.
Done with people
I've had enough.
me up.
I've had enough.
Let's get it.
I like it, but man, listen, stand on that, bro. I'm a little indifferent, but stand on it. It is gonna come around. Like here's my thing about Siegel. Once the game slows down, it's going to be a wrap. Like that means that kid is going to soar. And so it just hasn't slowed down. Understanding the nuances and the pass defense and the assignments that they're asking him to do, whether we're playing in cover 3, cover 2, like whatever we're at, he's a tad bit slow. He's biting on the run a lot. He's a run defender for sure, but he will get better. And pass coverage. You got Malik Mustafa back. Jair Brown is out there. So the rotation of the safety position is pretty cool. And our safeties are interchangeable. But when I see a big-ass Dalton Schultz out there on the football field and a smaller Marquise Siegel, remember the 49ers are very undersized in the secondary. Upton Stout, Marquise Siegel, not your average typical size defenders. It makes me a little leery. So that's why I feel like that's a key matchup I would keep my eyes on. Now, Dalton Schultz has been limited in practice. He's dealing with back and shoulder issues, so we don't know if he's going to play, but he was limited, so I'm going to go out there and say he's questionable, and he'll suit up and play. And if you took away the receivers and you took away the run game, the only check down best friend of a CJ Stroud will be the tight ends, and it's National Tight Ends Day, so there's a whole bunch of stuff to figure out. Dion, I got to get your score prediction before we dip up out of here, man. Everybody, make sure you follow Dion at Niner Gang podcast right here on the YouTube, man. Click on his name and go and subscribe to the channel. You heard? Score prediction from my man Dion.
I'm gonna say 30 to 16, 49ers.
Wait a minute.
I think we put up a 30 burger on.
So that's 14 points. Now the Niners are not favored in this game, which is weird to me.
Huh?
Yeah, bro. The Texans are favored by 1.5 points.
The Texans are 2-4 and coming off of an L.
They are not. Suffice that the Niners defense, being so young, can keep up. And they're probably preying on the downfall of our backup quarterback in Mac Jones. he's down. He's bound to have a regular
A
a
regular
bad game.
game at some
Yeah. Like
I'm gonna
that.
say this really quick.
And we're on the road, so got to factor in all that.
Unleash Nick Martin. Stop holding him back. That's the guy I was telling you about earlier.
Yeah.
I need you to get Nick Martin on the field. You remember Waterboy?
Absolutely.
Tackling fuel. Nick Martin has a lot of tackling fuel.
He does have a lot of tackling
on the
fuel.
field and Bobby Boucher a couple of people. Let Nick Martin get some burn out there, man.
Yeah, I think the thing is this, right? He's a liability on special teams. When you're added to the active roster, you have to play. So where are you going to play him? And so
you're gonna start him there.
Right. And so if he's not winning on special teams, are you going to trust him to win out there and on a coverage assignment or anything like that? Now, if anything happened and he had to play, I do believe Nick Martin will be active. So I'll give you that. I think he'll be active this week due to the injuries. But I don't know if I'm ready to play him. It's just a weird game. It's just you're on the road. You want to secure the win. I think your linebackers are going to be Winters, Bethune, and Gifford.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't sound great, but it's not as bad as putting a young pup out there who is a tackling machine, who does have a lot of tackling fuel. But what about him in coverage?
I wouldn't want him in coverage.
But you have to play him. It's not you that dictates that. It's the offense, and they'll try to, you know what I'm saying? They'll try to put him in a match where they're going to have him thinking, and he's more of a reactor. If he thinks he's going to make the mistakes, he just needs more time. That's all. Just more time. I think he is the future of the 49ers for sure. 100%. And right now they're paying Gifford. He's going to be out there. Sometimes they use Gifford around the edge too, so it's weird. He'd be that standing up D. Winters role type of guy, the Leo guy. So it's kind of cool how they use him. But I can't wait to see Nick the Ferrari Martin out there who flies around the football field. He's one of my favorite picks in the draft. So he's going to be definitely fun to watch. I do believe he'll be active. And again, if he gets on special teams and he does his job and does his assignment, that will boost his reps up for the actual rotation on the defense. So, I mean, listen, man, score prediction, you gave us a 14-point win. The Niners, you said 30-16, if I did my math right.
Yep.
Man, I'm thinking we squeaked by 4. Can Mac Jones put up 30 points against this defense? Whoa, the number one scoring defense. This is why I love you, bro. You don't give a fuck about none of that shit. None of that matters. What matters is what you say and what comes out of your mouth, and I love it, D. Thanks for being here. Guys, make sure you follow him as well. For everybody in the live chat, man, appreciate you. Shout out to the Breezie Punch crew. You know who you are, man. We love you. Until the next time, keep it faithful to the mother free. Oh, I got to ask you this question. I'm not from the Bay. Do you have a problem with people not from the Bay saying faithful to the Bay?
No. I'm
okay.
From LA, man. California is it's a California thing. Like, it's just northern and southern.
Southern.
Literally it. That we can say faithful to the Bay all day. You know, we say faithful to LA because that's what we are. So it's not a negative thing. When people say that, Bay Area folks appreciate it. You just got to make sure you show the proper respect to the Bay, and anything that you do, their dances, their lingo, all of that. If you show the Bay respect while you're doing it, the Bay doesn't care. It's when you disrespect them and you act like you created it and you don't give them the proper credit, that's when the Bay ain't going to like it. But us saying stay faithful to the Bay, no, they appreciate that. Why? Because that means that we are faithful to that area. We love our team and we are just out there, we repping with them. And then at the same time, you got to love the Bay. Look at what the Bay done brought us, bro.
Yeah, man, I ain't going to go down that trip. I love the Bay. I love everything about it. The only thing I don't like about the Bay is the expensive-ass food and prices. Guys, we love y'all. Till the next time, keep it faithful, man. We out. What's up, faithful? Thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And make sure you check out some of the other cool videos.